Hey Taurus, welcome to my channel. This is Venus Baby Tarot, and today we're just going to do your daily message and see what Spirit has in store for you. So, okay, you already got two cards that came out. I hope you are all doing well. You had the Witch card yesterday, so like yesterday there was a lot of empowerment in terms of making magic happen in your life, like being able to manifest things, right? And you have this peace and serenity. So I love that because I feel like you're manifesting peace and serenity into your life. You also have directions and journey on the bottom of the deck. So I feel like that can be, you know, a new journey forward for you. Like a more peaceful state of being. But anyway, so let's go ahead and see what else you have. Yeah, because you've been restless. You've been restless. But look, now you have this birth. Like, so the birth of a new way of living. Just a new way of operating, a new way of being, that kind of thing. So let's go ahead and see what else comes out for you, my dear Taurus friends. You have stability. I love that. Like seriously, Taurus, like that's kind of like what I've been feeling for you. That you've been manifesting more stability into your life. And we've talked about before that it's not just about like financial stability or even emotional stability. It's also just being more stable within yourself, more grounded, more connected to your divine self, and more connected to just being in the moment, living in the present, right? Because that's where the peace and serenity is. You know how like they say, that, you know, if you live too much like in the past or you worry too much about the future, you know, that can like that can rob you of your peace and your serenity, right? Because I mean, ultimately the past is over and the future hasn't happened yet. And so, you know, the best thing to do to find the most serenity is to live for the here and now, right? So I feel like that's an important message for you, because I am getting the sense that there's some restlessness there. So you do have the Ace of Swords, the Sword of Truth, the Wheel of Fortune, which just keeps coming out for Taurus, which I just love because that is having more fortunate circumstances, things turning for the better in your favor. You have the Chariot card. Love that self-empowerment of the Chariot. The Knight of Cups, the Eight of Cups, beautiful. The Judgment card, beautiful. The Ten of Pentacles, beautiful. The Six of Cups, lovely. With the World card on the bottom of the deck, and look at that, the Fool is underneath that. That's the end, that's the beginning, okay? New way of being, new cycles in your life. Like, this is freaking gorgeous. And I know, like, I've been seeing in the comments that, like, you know, a lot of you are just, you know, you've been saying, like, I'm waiting on the blessings to happen, I'm waiting. And something that always comes to me in whenever I read those comments is, what if the blessings are already here? You know, I mean, I understand that there's certain things that you're wanting, that you're striving for, and the blessings that you're hoping for. But what about the blessings that are already here in the present moment? Like, I do get the sense that that's going to be an important thing for you to focus on. Like, what is going well for you right now? Okay, so anyway, let's get into your reading. So you have the Ace of Swords with the Chariot card and the Judgment. So it's interesting to me because I'm looking at the imagery of the cards, and she seems to be drawing upon like a storm, like the storm in the sky, right? The storm in the sky. And then, like, because you know how like in life sometimes we're scared of the storm, you know, we're scared of the chaos, right? Because that means that there's a lack of control. But this person is drawing upon the chaos, you know, drawing upon the energy. I feel like drawing upon the chaos to block out the bad, because look at that, the dragons, right, it's almost like she's at war with these dragons, right? It's kind of what I'm saying. And so like she's drawing on the power of the chaos. I don't know how to explain that any other way, because look, Like, do you see right here how like at the tip of this one's sword is this lightning strike? Like she's controlling the lightning. So I feel like there is something like a message for you in terms of things may not be going the way that you would have liked them to go, or the way that you planned for them to go, or things may be a little bit tilted, you know, and off kilter and just not exactly like smooth sailing in your life. But there's something very powerful that is building within you during this time period because of the fact that you have the capacity to get through it. You have, I feel like, okay, it's kind of like you're not letting life happen to you anymore. Like you're not really thinking that things are happening to you, like they're like life is out to get you. You are instead choosing to harness that energy and say, no, it's happening for me. Like it's teaching me something and it's helping me to evolve and grow. Like it is helping me to step more into my power. It is helping me to realize my true potential. And I think that that is something that maybe was a struggle for you, was recognizing your true potential. And here's the thing, like I feel like Taurus, like you're a very powerful sign. I truly believe this through and through. Truly believe this through and through. And I feel like when Tauruses set their mind to something, they make it happen. They make it happen. But I feel like there's a certain area of your life that you have been wanting, like you've been wanting to set your mind to something, but there's been all these other variables in the way. And because of the variables that are in the way, like it could be children, it could be home life, it could be family, friends, it could be the job that you have to go to every day so you can pay your bills and it's blocking your ability to do the things that bring you the most joy, etc., etc., etc. Like, I feel like these variables have been blocking you from this one thing in your life where you're trying to harness your power. And I feel like what's happening within you, Taurus, is you're kind of learning to move with the chaos. Like you're harnessing that power source and you're moving with the chaos. It's weird to me because and I know that as I'm saying this, I'm sitting here thinking that sounds really weird, right? Like that sounds really strange to move with the chaos. Because you have the peace and serenity and you have the restlessness and you have the stability. And it's like, what is restlessness doing over here with peace and serenity and stability? Like, how does that compute? It doesn't, right? But that's the thing, is that I feel like you are sort of using this restlessness, you're using the chaos, you're using the destabilizing energies to harness your power source to make something happen in your life. Like you're doing something regardless of all the variables. So to me, I feel like you are not allowing it, whatever it is in your life, to keep you from this thing anymore. You're just not. You're just not. And I'm like sitting here trying to figure out like a good example. One is not coming to me. Like it's a very, very vague message. So, okay, we'll see what comes out. The reason why I'm saying all of this that I just said is because of the Judgment card. And to me, I feel like, you know, you've got the birth energy and you see how this soul is risen. Like whenever something ends, something begins. Like nothing really is ever over. Like there's a constant cycle of life, right? That's why you have the World card with the Fool card underneath it. Like there's always a cycle. That's Wheel of Fortune, endings and beginnings, right? And so I feel like there's an end for you in allowing the allowing the chaos to keep you from what you're trying to do in your life, okay? Because you have the Knight of Cups in the center of your reading right here, and the Knight of Cups follows his heart. The Knight of Cups, like, is very much in tune with the flow of the universe and moves towards things that make their heart sing, you know? And that's the change in direction that I'm seeing here for you. Because I feel like the power that you have harnessed from the chaos is the very thing that is blocking the chaos from being able to stand in the way. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, I really hope that this is making sense, because it's making sense to me at like on a mental level, but sometimes I'm like wondering, I wonder if I'm articulating it very well, and I do apologize if I'm not. Anyway, so let's move on. So you have the Wheel of Fortune here, the Knight of Cups, Knight of Water, and the 10 of Pentacles. So for me, with the 6 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles, there can definitely be an indication of like family, close friends, community, children, that kind of thing. Even lovers, but you know, just the variables that we were talking about that I feel like have been, you know, sort of standing in the way. And I think that it's made you feel kind of restless, you know, because it's been sort of chaotic. It's been destabilizing. It's been a lot, right? And I feel like, you know, in your heart that you're a very strong and powerful person, but sometimes you don't get to exert that power. You don't get to exert that will because you're so distracted. And that's kind of what I'm feeling like. There's a lot of distraction. See, over here with this Ace of Swords, she's very distracted from her sword of truth, distracted from the clarity, which is weird for the Ace of Swords. But she's very distracted. But I feel like once she harnesses this power and pushes the distractions away, like fights off the distractions, then she gets to that clarity. And that's what's happening within you. Like, you are fighting off the distractions. Like, you're not allowing what's going on in your external environment to keep you from your focus. Okay. It may take a little bit of time. It may take a day, it may take a week or whatever, but this is the process that you're going through right now, because I feel like you're restless. I feel like you want to achieve something, like you're trying to knock out a certain goal in your life, but because of the fact that you are so distracted, it makes it difficult to knock out this goal. Okay. And like I said, it could have to do with family, friends, children, community, etc. Okay. It could even be your job, but like there are things around you that take so much of your energy. They take so much of it. But I feel like that's the change that we keep seeing. There's a shift. The Wheel of Fortune has come out for you like every single reading that I've done for like the last 5 readings. Like, and it's typically like in the present moment space. So like, to me, I feel for you, Taurus, it's not just like environmental changes that are occurring within you. I feel like it's internal changes that are occurring, in which you are starting to shift your perspective. And instead of seeing the variables in your life as blockages, you're starting to see them as, okay, this is where I get to exert, this is where I harness my power. Okay, and so the best way to do that, I feel, is to look at the situation at hand and go, okay, so this is the challenge that I'm facing right now. And rather than looking at the challenge itself, look at your response, Taurus. How are you handling this situation? And whenever you see how you're handling that situation, you can look at other struggles or challenges that you've been facing in your life. Look at how you handled those situations. And when you look at how you handled those, that's this energy right here. That's you harnessing the power of the chaos. And that is the thing that is going to help keep you from allowing all these variables in your life to hinder you. Is when you realize how powerful your response is. And honestly, and your ability to maintain that, okay? Because I'm kind of going backwards here and I'm looking at this Chariot. And to me, the Chariot card can be a strong sense of self-will. Okay, I love being in Chariot energy because I am being propelled forward by the universe, but I'm ready. That's, to me, that's the way that I see it. You know, it's a fast moving energy. Like you are quickly moving towards this Wheel of Fortune and 10 of Pentacles, Knight of Cups energy. Like you're quickly moving towards that. Okay. But it's because you're ready. Like there's been a preparation process that's happened. And you notice over here on this witch card, it says curse. And that's kind of what I'm seeing, is that like, like you may have looked at all these external variables in your environment as like, am I cursed? Like, why does everything go wrong? Like, when is something gonna go right? And that kind of thing. And I feel like there's a shift in which you start to see that the way that you handle things is how things are going right. You know, the way that you continue to maintain your strong sense of self-will, your determination, your power, your resiliency, like that is things going well for you. We cannot control what happens in the universe. Like, I mean, really, we can't. Like the weather, natural disasters, other people, you know, road ragers, that kind of thing. And let me just tell you, okay, younger version of Lolo, like I used to get reactive to road ragers, you know, and now I'm just like, okay, whatever, obviously you have somewhere to be, you know, you have like, that's your problem, like, you know, just get away from me, like, just get away from me, like, I don't let it rock me anymore, like, I just want them to get away from me, you know what I mean, like, I will, like, slow down, or even pull over and just let them go, get away from me. I just want to maintain my peace and serenity. That is power. Like, I don't give another person my power like that anymore. You know, I keep it, I harness it, right? And that's what this energy is about, is you harnessing that. So I don't know, it's really interesting, the whole road rage thing came out. So there could be like, you know, you encounter someone today or the next couple of days who is just like upset for no reason. Like, have you ever had anybody that like literally just flips you off and you have no idea why? Like you're like, what just happened? Like, what are you so mad about? Like you have literally no clue why they were so pissed. But yeah, and so like, have a nice day, sir. Like, I don't know what to do about your problem because I don't even know what I did. But anyway, and so I just get this sense that like you may encounter something like that because it came through. And this is a message for you to like not let that rock your boat, because their problem is their problem, you know, and ultimately, unless you actually do something that you need to be sorry for, just let it slide, like hang on to your power, you know, hang on to your determination and continue to persevere and continue to move forward. Okay. Yeah, anyway, so another thing that I wanted to say to you that I just noticed here, that music could be very important to you at this time, like something about lyrics to certain songs, they are messages from spirit, like telling you it's time. So the song that's been in my head all morning is I think it's Disturbed, the wake up, time to put on a little makeup. I think that's how the song goes. That's been in my head like all morning. So I don't know, I feel like that was a message for me, like, come on, wake up, like, you got to get up and take the kids to camp and like, you know, get through this day. And so sometimes like these songs like come to me and they're just messages, like they're messages from the universe, I feel, to remind me to get moving on a certain area of my life or to give me exactly what I need to hear. So I think that could definitely be an important message for you, if it fits. But anyway, so coming up in your near future, you do have the Two of Pentacles with the Eight of Cups and the Six of Cups. And sorry, my dogs are barking. When it's next to the Birth, the World, the Fool card here, the Eight of Cups, you know, the Eight of Cups can definitely indicate leaving behind something that is no longer emotionally serving, something that didn't work out, something that just wasn't worth your time, something that drains your energy, etc., 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 right? And it's interesting to me because I'm trying to decide, because the Two of Pentacles is here, I feel like it could go either way in terms of walking away from something from the past or walking to something from the past. So I think that that is going to resonate for you however it resonates. But I do feel like something about the past seems to be very prevalent for you at this time. Like there's realizations that you've been having. This can be an indicator with the Judgment, Ten of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups. Like this can be an indicator of something returning from the past. Doesn't necessarily have to be like an ex or anything. Could be a friend, family member, that kind of thing. But it can also just be, you know, a past issue that needs to be addressed, okay? Which, you know, sometimes it's just you hear from a person, or sometimes it's a realization of a pattern that you have, that you've been, you know, going through. And there's a realization like, okay, I've done this in the past and now I want to move forward from it. The other thing that I feel like it could be is what we had just talked about, is you looking back on past experiences and really, you know, changing your perspective and moving past, looking at it from how these things affected me or how these things hindered me to how did I handle it, you know, and shifting that perspective. Okay. And I think that that moves way for like a new like version of you, a new perspective, a new reality, brand new eyes, like the birth of you as a different person, like a different way of looking at life. Now, I mean, there could be an actual birth here that is happening this week. I will say that. And it's really interesting to me because of the Judgment card. Like, if that's your story, like if somebody is, you know, somebody's having a baby this week, it may have happened after you lost somebody. That happened to me many years ago. Like I lost one of my best friends died in a car accident, and like literally the very next day, my other best friend had a baby. And so I don't know, it's just like a weird circle of life kind of, you know, experience. And so that could definitely relate to somebody. So anyway, I kind of want to move on from that, but either way, I feel like you're definitely moving forward with like this butterfly energy, like transformation, like taking flight, being a new version of you. I mean, think about butterflies, right? Like they literally transform their figure, okay? Like their appearance. And so, or they emerge as something completely different and brand new. And so I feel like that's what's happening for you, is that you're emerging. And I've been, you know, we go through many emergences in our life, but I think that this is a very important one for you at this time. And because I think that it's not so much to do with your external environment. I think it's a lot to do with your internal awareness, your internal understanding, your perspective of reality, your perspective of situations, your perspective of the struggle. You know, like how much do you let the struggle weigh you down, right? Because listen, at the end of the day, you're an earth sign. You are like the fullest representation of the earth, okay? You're fixed earth, Taurus. And so to me, I feel like there's really nothing that can destabilize you unless you let it, you know? And I think that that's an important message here, because that Two of Pentacles right here, like she is trying to juggle and balance many things, many things, right? And that's what I feel like has been happening. You've had all these variables that you've needed to attend to in your life, you know, this, that, and whatever that you've had to, and I'm just getting this message of had to, like I have to do it. And I just feel like there's this moment in time where you kind of take a step back, you take a break, and you realize like, okay, I need to stay here in this present moment. okay? And really ask myself what is necessary and what is not necessary, so that I can begin to focus on what I want to channel my power into. I want to channel my will into, okay? Because we can easily get distracted. And sometimes the distractions of all the different variables in our life and us feeling like we have to do them is really just our way of giving our power over to these things, so that we don't actually have to focus on what we need to do for ourselves, because that's more scary. You know, like you may be a person who finds it to be much easier to be a caretaker and help other people with their problems than to actually help yourself. You know, and I used to be like that, like tenfold. And one of my spiritual teachers, you know, let me know, like, these are distractions from the work that you need to do for yourself, you know, from the goals that you need to achieve for yourself, you know, in your dreams. Like, you're always helping out other people, but what about yourself, right? And I feel like that's a shift that you're experiencing, is the realization that you do the things that are necessary, but if they're not necessary, like taking care of children or elderly and somebody maybe that you care for, or, you know, having to go to work and pay the bills, these are things that you have to do. But when it comes to the other stuff, is it possible to delegate responsibility? Is it possible to say no? You know, no is a complete sentence, Taurus. And so perhaps that's something that you're needing to do, because I feel like you've been juggling all these things, but at some point the ball is going to drop. You know, at some point, like, you're going to be completely just burnt out and exhausted, etc. And that's why I feel like you've already have been, to be honest with you. But I feel this Eight of Cups is telling you, like, you're moving past that. You're moving beyond that. Like, you're taking a break. You're taking a much needed break. Okay, so that you can come back home to yourself. You can recognize that nothing can destabilize you, because you're a fixed earth sign, unless you allow it to. And you find that peace and serenity. And you recognize, like, the power that you exert in handling all these other situations in your life is the power that you have. And that can be channeled into what is most useful to you. And that's where your birth is. That's where your birth. Like, you're being reborn. I feel like, as somebody who prioritizes themselves just a little bit more, maybe than you have before. Somebody who prioritizes their peace a little bit more, or somebody that just recognizes their power and doesn't allow the chaos within or, you know, outside of you to keep you from realizing that you can channel your power source into something that is the most useful for you. So anyway, that's what I have for you. I didn't have another oracle deck, so I'm just going to use this one. Look at that. You got Libra, I balance. You got the Void of Course Moon, missing. And then you've got a Scorpio, I transform. So I don't know why I just heard you could miss me with that BS. So that could definitely resonate for somebody, because that Eight of Cups, like, you know, like leaving behind the things that are, again, like I talked about, like the variables, the things around you that are distracting. And that could literally be like chaotic people in your life. But anyway, like, I think that what happens is you choose to prioritize balance in your life. You know, there's a healthy balance between doing what you feel like you have to do and doing what you want to do and doing what feels right to you, okay? And I think that something that's going to be important also for you to recognize is that, you know, things will be okay if you're not Like, if you have to set something aside for a little bit, like, it's okay. Like, it's gonna go fine. It's gonna be okay. Like, I think that you don't want things to not be stable or things to fall apart. So maybe you feel like you have to be the glue. But sometimes the only thing that you need to, like, how do I put this? The only thing that you need to hold together is yourself, okay? Because if you prioritize holding yourself together, then you're going to be much stronger in other areas of your life, especially in terms of boundaries, I feel. But, you know, a stronger, more empowered energy for other people. I just get this sense that you're needing to hold yourself together. Like, I think that that's the best way. Like, you harness your power and you hold things together and you stay balanced and harmonized within yourself, and stop running around like a chicken with your head cut off. Come back home to yourself, okay? Because you have a huge, like, spiritual, energetic transformation that's happening for you. So that's what I have for you. I hope that this reading helped, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.